Hi, I'm Vipul Khanna. I have cleared the Civil Services Examination 2019 with All India rank of 129. I'll share some of the experiences that have helped me. So I have given this exam for 6 attempts in 5 years. So maybe if not from my success, you can possibly learn from my failures. So starting off, let us start off with the prelims strategy. So prelims is the most considered to be the most unpredictable and the most difficult part of this exam, considering that only 10,000 out of the 5 lakh odd candidates that are appearing are selected. So basically that is the only step of the exam that is eliminative. Rest all are the steps of the exam wherein you are selected rather than eliminated. So starting off with the basic questions, how to approach prelims exam. So starting off with the book list. I mean, that is the most basic part. You'll have to get this right. So I'll just briefly touch upon the book list for the 7 sections that are mentioned in the syllabus. So I'll also prioritize those seven sections of the syllabus. So this is just my view on it, and this is based on how the exam has been structured in the last 6-7 years. These priorities may change, so take it with a pinch of salt. This is what my belief of this exam was. So according to me, there are 3 or 4 topics which are more important out of the 7. The most important according to me is the economy section, which generally has around 15 to 20 questions at least in any exam year out of, like, I'm talking about the last 6 years. So for economy, I relied on simply one source, Mrunal sir's videos that are freely available on YouTube. That was the only source of mine that I used. So these videos have become a little dated. These are 2017 edition, but they get your theoretical aspect right. I believe some of his latest classes are also available on some of the platforms. You can have a look. So this is with respect to economy. I classify this as priority 1. For me, economy was always priority 1. Priority 2 topic for me was like out of history, specifically modern history. This was also priority 1 for me. I'll mention the priorities alongside. This I used to cover from 2 sources. One was Spectrum. So from Spectrum, the earlier edition of it used to have only the part post 1857. The part pre 1857, I used to cover it from Bipin Chandra's NCERT, Bipin Chandra sir's NCERT book, old NCERT, first 100 pages. So this is also priority 1 for me. The next priority 1 topic for me used to be environment. Again, since 2013 or 14, the Indian Forest Service prelims exam has been merged with the civil services exam. So the importance of this topic has increased and the number of questions from this topic has also increased. So my advice to you would be, do not proliferate your resources when it comes to this section. I have seen people do this thing and mess it up. I used to follow only 2 books. One was Shankar IAS's environment book, and I mean, this book is updated every year, so like it is pretty good in terms of theory and also gives you a brief overview of even the recent happenings. The second thing would be old NCERT biology book. There are 6 chapters in this book, totaling to about 100 pages. So this was again a priority 1 topic for me. So the 4th most important section of this exam would be, according to me, polity. Again, minimum 15 and going up to even 27-28 questions, as was the case in CSE 2017, appear from this section. This is again a priority 1 for me. So this section should, according to me, be only covered from this book, Lakshmikant. So there are several other books going around as well, like D.D. Basu. So unless your optional is political science or PABAD, I would seriously advise you to only follow this book and no other book. This book suffices from the perspective of prelims. This is again a priority 1 topic for me. The next priority 1 topic for me would be current affairs. Now this can be a little tricky, because for example in 2016 around 50 to 55 questions were from current affairs, and they were like really dynamic. Butterflies being asked, Grease lightning 10, which country had, like which country was responsible for that. So but in other years the current affairs can be derived and deciphered out of the static portion of yours. So I mean, you'll have to balance it out how you're going to approach this section. So I'll tell you how I did it. I was very regular with reading newspapers. Firstly, I'll tell you the reason behind it as to why newspapers are important. Then I used to do either of the two things. There is this magazine called PT 365 of Vision IAS, or monthly magazines of Vision IAS. So generally my preferred method used to be reading the newspaper and reading monthly magazines of Vision IAS of last 12 months. So this is again priority 1 for me. If you have not been able to follow the monthly magazines for last 12 months, you can go for this as well. This is basically nothing but a summarization of these 12 months, but from a prelims perspective, it is much more factual. But I would still advise you not to give up on reading newspapers, because what happens with newspapers is most of your prelims question can be solved by the conceptual and the broad understanding that you develop while reading the newspapers. So do not give up on reading newspapers. Many of the options would be eliminated from the understanding that you would develop from reading newspapers. And out of the two, if you have time, I would seriously still advise you to go for monthly magazine instead of PT 365 for 2 reasons. Again, this is more broad and holistic compared to PT 365, which is much more factual. This would give you a conceptual understanding of things, and secondly, this would be much more beneficial in the mains exam as well. Ultimately, our final aim is to clear the exam, and it is the mains marks which count, not the prelims marks. So this is what I would suggest you to go with along with newspapers. So moving on to the other sections. So these are the 5 priority 1 sections for me. Now I'll come to priority 2 sections according to me. I mean, again, I repeat this, take it with a pinch of salt. This is based on my analysis of last 6-7 years. UPSC has a funny habit of changing things up, mixing things around. For example, in the last 2 years, medieval section of history has increased in weightage, which wasn't the case earlier, prior to last 2 years. Still, I'll still stick to this prioritization of mine. Coming to the next priority, geography. Some people might still prioritize as priority 1. I look at it as priority 2 because either my geography was a little weak, but I did not find too much ROI on reading too much of geography, at least for the prelims exam. So what I used to do was I used to read 4 books of 11th and 12th. 4 NCERT books of 11th and 12th. And in case I had any doubt around physical geography or the world geography, I used to refer to Mrunal sir's videos. There are this series of lectures by Madam Raj Tarangini. So you can refer to these videos only as a reference to whatever you have not understood from the NCERTs. So this is the geography bit of it. Now coming to the remaining portion of history. So I have already covered the part of modern history which according to me was priority 1. Rest of it for me is priority 2. I'll mention how to cover the rest of it. First is the art and culture part of it. Just refer to 2 sources, that is what I did. Nitin Singhania sir's notes and secondly art NCERT 11th class red cover. So these are the only 2 sources that I refer to. Recently these notes have also been converted into a book. I would still suggest you to still go with the notes only, because whatever you would extract out of the book, that has already been extracted out into these notes. So I would still suggest you to go for this because the ROI on this topic is like really low. The next topic would be in the history itself, medieval history. I used to cover it from Themes of India book. This is an NCERT. I think it is an 11th or a 12th NCERT. And secondly, Satish Chandra sir's NCERT book. It is an old NCERT. From this, you have to cover only certain specific topics. I'll let you know what those topics are. Bhakti Sufi movement, Vijayanagar Empire, the culture bit of all the chapters of Sultanate chapter, Mughals, everywhere, anywhere in the chapter, any of the chapter, if you can find the culture, art and culture bit of it from this book, please go through it. But these are the brief sections that I have already told you about. Now moving on to other portions of it. Within history itself, only one topic is remaining, that is the ancient history. I used to cover it from 2 books. One is R.S. Sharma sir's old NCERT. I used to read this book from cover to cover. I mean, this helps in the mains exam as well, this book. Although ROI for prelims is really low for this book. And the second part of it would be Themes of India. Again, the subsequent, I think it is an 11th or a 12th NCERT, I do not exactly remember. Themes of India NCERT book. Within this book, the chapter on the first chapter, the Harappa, the one related to Harappan civilization, and the last chapter, the one on, I think it is on Buddhism and Jainism. If I'm not mistaken, that is the last chapter. So those 2 chapters are like really important. So this is the history bit of it. So the only section that is now left is the science and tech section. Being from an engineering background, I never used to study for science and tech. But what people do is, again, this is a priority 2 topic. What people do is people go through, I think 6th to 10th NCERT. I never went through them. I cannot vouch for their utility and ROI. I never went through them. So what I did was I used to read PT 365 or Vision Monthly magazines. They have these boxes in which the theory is also explained. So that used to be my base material to cover SNT. I'm not sure how useful it is to go through the static portion of science and tech. If you are a humanities student, go through it. If you are a science student, I think that you could safely prioritize it as priority 2. So one more section that is specifically mentioned in the paper is the IR section. I never specifically prepared for international relations for prelims. I already read newspapers, so I had a brief understanding of how IR works, what are the various organizations. plus the Vision magazines would sufficiently cover this topic. Another thing is there are 1 or 2 questions of IR which are related to world map. For that you have to have a specific look at 3 or 4 regions of the world. One is East Asia or Middle East. Second is Southeast Asia. Third is Central Asia. Generally the mapping questions come from here, these 3 regions only. So this is the basic book list of prelims. I think if you go through this, you would be more or less very clear with respect to prelims in terms of the book list.